The day before, Wendy and I went to Jan and Ron's house to make Lou Malnati's pizza for Jan. I had to make the dough. It is always best to have your dough made a day, 2 days, or even 3 days before you're going to use it. I typically try to make it the day before. So I am following a recipe that I found on YouTube from Perfect Pizza at Home. And it starts with 396 grams of all-purpose flour. I didn't quite have enough all-purpose flour, so I had to use a little of my Bouncer enriched flour, which I love. And so 396 grams is about 14 ounces. Next, we're going to add about 2 grams or 2/3 teaspoon of yeast. Next, we're going to come with about 7 grams or 1 1/4 teaspoons of fine sea salt. And we're going to add about 2 grams or 1/2 teaspoon of sugar and mix it all up. Now come the wet ingredients. I'm using about 182 grams or 6 1/2 ounces of water. I will also use about 71 grams or 2 1/2 ounces of corn oil. The Perfect Pizza at Home recipe calls for almost 20 grams of olive oil, which is roughly 0.7 ounces. But here is where I deviate. Instead of using olive oil, I am using popcorn butter. I saw that on pizzamakingforum.com. Add your wet ingredients, and this is a real easy dough to make by hand, so you don't need to use a stand mixer. I get it started with a spoon and finish it with my hands, and when I'm done, it's going to go in the fridge until tomorrow. Through the magic of YouTube, it is now tomorrow. Wendy and I are headed into Jan and Ron's to make this thing. Wendy asked me if I was under a lot of pressure. In the grand scheme of things, no. But I want to do a good job for Jan, and I hope it turns out. So I pack up all the food ingredients, my camera equipment, my tripods, and we are ready to go. Come on, Ron, open the door.
Well.
Now we'll see if chasing Lou was worth it all. Let's go. Hello, everybody. So now here it comes. I'm under a lot of pressure. My friend Jan Maxwell loves Lou Malnati's pizza. So I've been doing a lot of research trying to figure out how to do this. So we're starting with a little bit of corn oil in this pan. We're going to get it all on the bottom. Now, one of the things I learned is you don't want to put it on the sides, even though this is a non-stick pan. You don't put it on the sides, so it will climb. So here we go. This is the dough. It's been sitting out for, I think, maybe 4 hours. And so if you've ever watched any Lou Malnati's videos, Mark Malnati, man, he just gets that dough up on the side like nobody's business. And so I'm going to try to do my best Mark Malnati imitation today. So here I am. I'm just getting it to the edges. And now I'm going to try to work it up the side. I don't know how high the sides of this pan go. I'm going to guess that it's about 1.5 inches. So that's my first pass. Here looks like we're a little bit light. Now I'm just going to go in the bottom and try to kind of secure the foundation, so to speak. We got my first hole. Can we patch it? Yeah, we'll get some cheese on that. So as I keep going around, you see the crust keeps wanting to slide down. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. But you know what? You got to stop somewhere. Now, my peeps up in New York, Boris and Spaceman Bill Lee, you know who you are. They give me a hard time because I use sliced mozzarella on all my pizzas, even New York style. But at Lou Malnati's, they actually use slices of mozzarella. They do 2 layers. We'll see how much I get, or how much I want to use. Might want to save some of this for a New York pie. No, just kidding. Here we go. As Mark Malnati said, I probably get fired for going so slow on this. But anyway, we're going to do a second layer. Now, where I'm really going to be slow is the sausage. Now, Lou Malnati's uses sausage without fennel. They're going to get 2 thumbs up. I'm an Italian who doesn't like Italian sausage. And so what they do, so they put it on raw, and that's the way they do it at 2 of my favorite pizza places, Bianchi's in Revere and Pizzeria Regina in Boston's North End. But here we go. Let's see if I can do this. You just get little bits of sausage, put it down. Now, some other Chicago deep dish places, they will press just a big sheet of sausage and put that down. Not Malnati's. What they do is they want to leave some space in there so that the cheese can bubble up and the sauce can get in between that. So I don't know how much sausage they use, but you can eyeball it. Man, this seems like it's taking forever. For those of you still with me on the video, thank you. Thank you so much. You got a lot of patience. Looks like, I don't know, I might use, it's probably somewhere between 3/4 of a pound and a pound of sausage. Maybe we're going to use the whole thing. I guess we might as well. Who's going to eat an ounce? Who's going to eat an ounce of sausage? Not me. I don't like sausage. But you know what? We do what we do for our friends. I don't hate sausage, but I prefer it. I prefer meatballs, and that's what we're going to go on next. Let me wipe my hands a little bit. I don't have any training from the health department, but this is going to bake at 450 degrees for around 30 minutes, 25, 35 minutes. And so if there's any bacteria, it's going to cook off. I ain't worried about it, but don't take my word for it. Check with your local health department. How's that for a disclaimer? I bet my lawyer's loving that. Matt, you know who you are. All right. So, man, I probably should have broke this up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to revisit it, break it up. That way it'd be easier to slice when we're done, when this is done in 30 minutes or so. 40 minutes by the time I finish this thing. Mark Malnati better off my back. He's not paying me. I hope Jan likes it. I hope it's close. So, like I said, my friend Jan loves Lou Malnati's. I have never had it, so I have no clue what it tastes like. And I hope it's close, and if it's not close, I hope she likes it. We'll see what happens. So there we go. We've got sausage, meatballs, and I love bacon. I love bacon on pizza. Fried up some big bacon bits earlier. Just gonna throw them on. Yeah. This is gonna be the base. It's going to be the base of the pizza. Here we go. Now, this is going to be posted to YouTube later, but we are shooting live, and I think Jan is going to get me a little bit of sugar. One of the things about Malnati's that she told me is that the tomatoes are sweet. So I do not have the brand that Lou Malnati's uses. They use a grower out of California who grows specifically for them. Thank you. So I don't use the tomatoes that Lou Malnati's use. They get it from a grower in California. They buy the whole crop. But they say that the tomatoes are very sweet. Now Mark would put a whole tomato in his mouth. I ain't doing that. It is a little sweet, but I'm going to put maybe about a teaspoon. That's a guesstimate. I'm going to put a teaspoon of sugar in there, try to get it a little bit more. And so then what happens is this just whole tomatoes or tomatoes go on the pizza. I'm going to get, oh, this is messy. I'm going to get a little bit of sauce in there too. And so they just mash it down with their hands, get it all over the pizza. Mark will tell you, don't get the stuff, keep away from the sides. So I think I need a little bit more. And I watched some videos where they use a cooked sauce. I don't think Malnati's uses a cooked sauce. I think they do. If I recall, I was watching one video, and it was just like they poured one of their cans, because they got their, you know, they got their name right on it. And, hello. I think they just dumped the can into a pan, you know, a holding pan, then they use it to make the pizza. Mark, you're going to give me a hard time because I am getting, I'm hitting the sides. Okay, I think that's going to be all the tomatoes that I am using. So all this tomato juice on the side is going to become black specks later. And they hit it with oregano. I love oregano on pizza. My mom doesn't. What does she know? So they hit it with oregano. It's probably more oregano than they use. And they use grated cheese. I don't know what kind they use. This is all I had out of the little plastic tubes. Yeah, I know it's not real grated cheese, but it's all I had. So that's what we're going with. So now we are ready for the oven. And I hope this turns out well in about 30 minutes. All right, I want you to feel how heavy this is.
Oh my gosh.
How many pounds do you think that is?
3 to 5.
3 to 5 pounds. That is heavy.
Heavy. Looks delicious.
All right, you ready? Let's go in the oven. And I'm going to cook it. I don't have a pizza steel here. I'm just going to cook it on the sheet pan in case anything spills over. I'm hopeful that will catch it. And in 15 minutes, we'll go ahead and put some tin foil on it, then cook it for another 10 to 15 minutes. We'll see you soon. All right, it's been about 25 minutes. We're going to go in here and check, see how this is, let the steam come up. It smells really good. As Emerald used to say, oh, if I only had smell-o-vision. All right, I'm taking this off. I'm going to let it cook for a little bit more. Probably go another 5 minutes or so. And we'll be back in 5. By having the foil on top, kept some of the moisture in the tomatoes there instead of evaporating and cooking off. So we'll be back in about 5, actually 5 to 8. Here we are, it's been about 33, 34 minutes. Let's see how this bad boy looks now after the steam gets off. Again, it just smells like a pizzeria in here. It smells so good. Now there's a lot of liquid. So we're gonna let this sit for a little bit. Could be a lot of liquid from the tomatoes. Could be oil coming out of the crust. Not sure. But I ain't too proud to come around here, get some of that moisture up. I know I probably should just wait and let it redistribute as it cools. But I'm gonna give it a little bit of a head start. Alright, so let's work the edges. I wonder if that's cooked or not. Looks pretty good. So here we go. Let's see how we do. How we do. Ooh, come on. Work with me. Oh, there we go. Might have sacrificed a couple of towels, Jan.
Okay,
This is it.
here we are.
So it looks like a lot of liquid here.
Looks delicious. Smells delicious.
So I am just going to try to work my way through this. I don't have a knife to cut it. So we'll see. Yeah, there's just a lot of liquid under there.
Mm-hmm.
Ton of liquid. So already I'm losing points. We'll see how it tastes here in a second. If I can get it out.
Holy cow.
All right. This is like a soup, not even a casserole, soup. You want to hit that? Ooh.
Look at that cheese. Can't go wrong with the
We'll
cheese.
see how that is.
All right, here we go. Smells delicious. I better get a little bit of the crust. Very good. Even with all that liquid, the bottom crust is still crusty. Does that make sense? It's delicious. I'm so impressed with all of Bobby's research he did. I'm trying to make a replica of Lou Malnati's. It's delicious.
How does it measure? Is it close? Is it not?
I think it's very close. Absolutely. It's sweet. The sauce is sweet. Sauce is very sweet. Crust. Crunchy. A little buttery. It's delicious.
Well, that wraps up our Chasing Lou series. I hope you enjoyed it. And Jan, thank you for the ride. The only thing left to do now, perhaps in episode 6 in the future, is me actually going to a Lou Malnati's and having that famous Chicago deep dish pizza. Take care.